Is America's technological edge being deliberately sabotaged from within?
We're seeing climate activists, anti-Israel protesters, and even groups aligned with communist and Islamist ideologies joining forces, and experts are pointing to a shocking source of funding and a shared, venomous ideology, a deep-seated hatred for America. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in US politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow. In 2024, we've witnessed climate activists protesting alongside anti-Israel demonstrators, all under the banner of climate justice means free Palestine. Last year, Greta Thunberg herself attempted to reach Gaza by sea, shouting free Palestine, when denied entry. And just last week, a video emerged from Code Pink, a far-left feminist group that has reportedly received funding from Neville Roy Singham, an American expatriate living in Shanghai. This video attacked a Utah data center project backed by investor Kevin O'Leary.
What connects these seemingly unrelated causes?
Experts say it's a growing convergence of agendas, united by a shared disdain for America and, alarmingly, funding from China. This trend isn't just about symbolic protests, it's targeting America's AI infrastructure and industrial power, potentially undermining our technological competition with China during a critical AI race.
Activist and environmental groups are actively delaying or blocking dozens of data center projects worth billions. Their stated concerns?
Energy use, water consumption, and environmental impact amidst rising power demand.
But the overlap is becoming increasingly visible on the streets, with groups protesting side by side despite vast ideological differences. Hudson Institute fellow Zainab Ribua told Fox News Digital that the common thread is an anti-American trend.
She describes climate change as a once trendy cause, now part of a larger quest to find what is the next thing to revolutionize. And this revolution, she notes, is always directed against the United States, regardless of its form. We're talking about Neville Roy Singham, a US-born tech tycoon residing in Shanghai, who has reportedly funneled approximately $285 million into 6 activist nonprofits.
These organizations have been accused by lawmakers and analysts of promoting pro-China narratives and anti-American protest movements.
Kevin O'Leary has accused local groups opposing the Utah project of ties to China-linked funding networks, suggesting this backlash is part of a national trend targeting AI infrastructure. Ribua, an expert on anti-West ideological movements and China's influence, warns that this convergence of climate activists, anti-Israel protesters, communists, and Islamists is driven by a broader worldview she calls third worldism. This ideology divides the world into oppressors and oppressed, with the United States and the West cast as the primary source of global problems. It's an ideology that, in Ribua's words, aims at dismantling a cohesive Western society or Western country. Energy expert Brenda Schaefer, from the U.S. Naval Postgraduate School, frames this broader activist convergence as a red-green-green alliance.
This represents an ideological overlap between communist movements, red, Islamist activism, green, and environmental protest groups, also green. They are increasingly uniting around anti-West and anti-American causes.
This alliance, Schaefer observes, is becoming more visible as groups rapidly shift from climate protests to anti-Israel demonstrations, and now to targeting AI infrastructure in data centers.
Think about Greta Thunberg's evolution into a vocal anti-Israel activist.
Ribua points out that while Thunberg might not be an Islamist or a Marxist, she possesses all the good instincts of a revolutionary against the evil oppressor, Westerner, and the United States. The implications for America's economic and technological competition with China are profound. Energy, Schaefer stresses, is crucial to the AI race and the development of data centers. While Western activist groups target fossil fuels, AI infrastructure, and industrial development, China is aggressively expanding its coal production, manufacturing capacity, and energy generation. Schaefer argues that by adopting certain international climate policies, the West is weakening itself, while China benefits and continues to forge ahead with coal. This mirrors tactics seen during the Cold War, when the Soviet Union funded anti-nuclear movements in Europe to maintain dependence on Russian gas. Furthermore, increasing Western reliance on Chinese renewable energy supply chains presents new strategic vulnerabilities, given China's dominance in global solar and inverter markets. Many activist campaigns focus on delaying or blocking energy and infrastructure projects in the U.S.,
while China accelerates its coal consumption and industrial output. Ribua notes that many ordinary protesters may not be driven by deep ideology but by simplified, attention-grabbing narratives amplified on social media. Schaefer warns that AI infrastructure demands massive amounts of reliable electricity. If energy costs continue to rise and infrastructure projects face sustained activist opposition, the West risks falling behind China. You simply cannot build a robust industrial base or a modern military on unreliable energy sources. So, what do you think about this alarming convergence of activist groups and foreign influence targeting America's critical infrastructure? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. This is a complex and evolving threat, demanding our attention and understanding. We will continue to monitor these developments closely.